Well, welcome and greetings everybody to the latest and greatest episode of the Westmarch Workshop. This is episode 148, and I wish I could double it for you because it would go right along with Season 15's theme, which we will be getting into in this episode, among other topics. Plenty of things to talk about in regards to BlizzCon, which is not that far away. Last I saw, the count was 45 or less days. I know by Friday it'll be 6 weeks away. So things are heating up for sure. Many speculation, bounds, and craziness all over the place. I fudged that sentence, but it's all good. I'm gonna be doing my best here tonight because, as you can see on screen now, if you're watching here live or on the VOD, it's just me today. Nineball and myself are just playing podcast tag at this point. He does an episode solo, then I come and do an episode solo. Tag me in, man. I got you covered. But yeah, he had some work obligations, I believe. So unfortunately, he cannot join us tonight, but he does send his best regards. He loves you all, even though the one phrase you can see in his still picture there is "so hate." Kind of ironic. But I promise he loves you. He told me so himself, in so many words. But in any case, hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad and excited that things are moving forward. Like I said, we're recording this episode September 19th. That means Season 15, as Nineball told you guys last episode, is right on the precipice because, wow, man, quick turnaround between the end of Season 14, which was just this past Sunday, and now the beginning of Season 15, which is this upcoming Friday, September 21st. So yeah, we are in preparation mode for that. I personally have been putting out a bunch of videos, guides, tips, tricks, hints, all that good stuff. So if you're looking for some help, especially if you're going to be playing some Demon Hunter, feel free to hit up my YouTube. Just going to shamelessly plug everything here while Nineball's not here to keep me in line. Hit up the Leviathan D3 YouTube channel. Lots of great content over there. If I do say so myself, that guy's great. In terms of my weeks in gaming, it's been a while since I've been on one of the episodes. I had a work thing 4 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago I was sick, and now I'm finally free. I'm hoping I won't get sick for the rest of the year. But whenever I go to BlizzCon, it's always 50-50 if I come back fully healthy or super duper sick, because I do not travel well. Go figure. Bad immune system. I don't know, man. But I got that out of the way, so I know for certain, at least for the next few weeks, going hard on Season 15, I should be fine. I'm, again, looking forward to it. Season 14, as you guys probably know or saw in a tweet or heard, my Season 14 had so many ups and downs. I think I talked about it a little on the podcast as well too. Got off to an insanely cracking start. We're playing 4-player hardcore. Tuba was there, who's in chat right now. Shout outs to my boy Tuba. And then we had a cavalcade of people join us throughout this season. I want to give shout outs to Dropadooski and Dave for the opening night on Season 14. Eventually we picked up Infinity and Rain and Jathleen, War Axe, Blind. Got to play with some of the NCG people for bounties and things like that. So I basically made this, or that season, it's weird to say that like it's in the past now, but it is, made that season one of really networking and connecting with the hardcore community. And it's something that we've always stated on the podcast, that the hardcore community does a really good job of helping each other out, but I feel it was 100% exemplified this past season. Just seeing the power levels when people got knocked down, getting people right back into the fight and trying to make sure to build up their confidence again and not have them lament too hard on losing some good stuff. And in general, just being available to party. We did a lot of non-meta groupings, so usually trying to have at least one support, maybe two, between the Bard and the Monk, and then usually my Demon Hunter as a single target / boss killer with Shadow Impale, and then any of our awesome Crusaders, whether it was Tuba or Rain, on their Condemned Crusader for kind of our AoE. Never got any Wizards in there, which I think would have been the ultimate AoE, and of course never got any Necromancers, which were the ultimate single target. So we were really like trying to finagle our way to the best we could do without this standard cookie cutter stuff. And I think for the most part it went well. If things would have been a bit more stable on the server side and my game not crashing and all sorts of stuff, it definitely would have hung in there a little more harder, I guess, like played harder throughout the last tail end of the season. And I think I would have been able to would have been able to get up to Paragon 3000. I ended up instead with 2711 for my Paragon. And, you know, that was with like a month of no playing hardcore, essentially. So, I mean, you can do stuff without the meta. I guess that's the main point of what I'm trying to say, is you don't need the meta to be better. Some stupid rhyme like that. But it was fun. I think I'll leave it with that. I had a few accomplishments I'm very proud of. Was 5th in the Americas for the Demon Hunter for hardcore in season 14, 12th in the world. You know, pretty sweet being able to compete at that level. I would have loved to have been higher, but so it went. Easily one of my best seasons, like most hours played, highest Paragon, and then again met a lot of great people, and people that I already knew got to know better. So all around, great season. And season 15, like I said, is coming, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, on Friday, we'll be kicking things off for me personally. I'll be streaming. That's over on twitch.tv/Leviathan111. And you want to check that out, because usually I like to do really crazy stream hours. I don't know if I'll be going for the 24-hour marathon per se, but I will 100% be going super ham, as many hours of uptime as I can get out of my body. But I will be playing in a 4-player group. I will be doing hardcore. I will be starting out with a Demon Hunter. So that usually answers all those burning questions people have as far as how I start my season. Not sure what 9ball's plans are, because we haven't discussed it quite yet. And then, yeah, I have a group of awesome people, some returning faces from season 14. I was mentioning all that networking, right? Now we have a bunch of people we can call on to play with in the future. So starting out the weekend with Tuba, Rain, and Jathleen. And I believe, like I said, I'll be Demon Hunter. I think Tuba's gonna settle on Wizard. Rain is playing Crusader, and Jathleen is playing Witch Doctor. I'm pretty sure I got all those right. So we have a mix of classes, 2 intelligence classes. We'll see what kind of start we get. Rain definitely will not be helping us with the start, with the Roland set coming along for Hadrigs for Crusaders, so that's not gonna be great. I hope that I'll be able to carry pretty hard, since I'll get UE to start us off with. So that should be exciting. And then the Wizard also will be doing pretty good work too. I mean, and Helltooth as well. So yeah, we should have pretty much just the Crusader not doing too hot until the Akon set gets picked up. Then we should really be off and running. So yeah, looking forward to that. Feel free to jump on in, hop on by. Again, that's September 21st, this coming Friday. Hopefully this episode is out before then. Otherwise, this will be like future news of the past. Whatever the timeline would suggest. And that's at 5 p.m. Eastern for your regional time. So 5 p.m. Pacific for the Americas. 5 p.m. Central European summertime or something like that, man. I don't know. It's crazy over in Europe. And then 5 p.m. Korean Standard Time, I think, in Asia. But you guys know what your region time is, because you've been doing this forever. So make sure you don't miss the start. It's going to be awesome. And this is your reminder, if this does come out before the season starts, and you haven't done it yet, hopefully I haven't screwed it up, don't do your challenge rift before the season starts. At least don't complete it. So the worst thing you could possibly do is complete the challenge rift right now, and then have that Horadrim, or that challenge rift cash just sitting there, rotting in your non-seasonal stash, because you won't be able to claim it on your seasonal character. And that's bad, because you can get a really fast road to 70 if you utilize the challenge rift cash. So make sure that you wait. Season 15 kicks off that Friday. Everything looks awesome. The splash screen comes up. Make your seasonal character, whether you make a new one or rebirth it, and then go and do your challenge rift, complete it, and that will allow you to really go off and get tons done with that challenge rift cash. So keep that in mind as a strategy if you want to employ it. If you don't, then if you don't care, like whatever, use your challenge rift cash now. I did mention in the intro to the episode a little hint of what was to come. Boon of the Horadrim is the seasonal theme for season 15, and that is tied to Horadric caches, which is what you earn whenever you do 5 bounties in an act. When you go to Tyrael, he gives you a Horadric cache. The theme will allow you to get double. So anytime that you turn in to Tyrael and you get a Horadric cache, you'll also get a second one. And the results will vary, but they'll still be tied to whatever difficulty. So if you're doing like your T13 split bounties, the second cache will be exactly like the first one in terms of its like potential. So you can get, you know, another Ring of Royal Grandeur out of an Act 1 or like whatever, you know. So basically we're looking at double bounty materials for this one. And I've seen mixed reviews, but actually mostly positive, which kind of surprised me, because some people were hoping that the seasonal themes would be like way more industrious going forward, way more meaty, more to them, I suppose. And this one mirrors what we previously had, which was the double treasure goblin one, Season of Greed in Season 14, in that it's a community buff that we've seen in the past. So I don't know if this is currently setting the trend. I think maybe we have to see the third iteration of seasonal theme before we can decide that that's just the direction they seem to want to go in. Who knows if maybe these first two ones are kind of just what they are, and they could potentially work the system into something a little more robust going into Season 16, 17, and beyond. But what we have is what we have. So double bounties at least means we might see people running out of Forgotten Souls. So don't be surprised if people are begging you for their legendaries that you don't need. They'll probably want to smelt those down, salvage them for themselves, and get some more Forgotten Souls. We also might see people having more primals potentially, and more chances to reforge at least in the season than they normally would. So gear could be maybe on a higher quality by the end of the season. So we'll see. And I guess the implications are also that, you know, there might be more people looking for bounty games or running bounty games, so it might be easier for you to get those public games together. And that means you should never lack for a bounty group. But having a good build for bounties will be important as well. Demon Hunter, as far as I can tell, is the best class for it. Some people have also been throwing out the Chicken Witch Doctor. Obviously very fast movement speed, very smooth movement speed, not resource locked. So that's another viable route potentially to go. But most people seem to prefer and opt into the DH, and especially because they're getting the Unhallowed Essence set to start this season, you might as well go Demon Hunter. So I have a guide for that, by the way, on that same YouTube channel I was talking about. Leviathan D3. But alright, so that's that. And I guess that's thoughts on seasonal themes. We could probably talk about it more when 9 gets back next episode, see if he has any thoughts or, you know, interesting points to make regarding seasonal themes going forward. As far as the conquests go, I can actually go ahead and flip into the post that we put up on BlizzPro. Go to diablo.blizzpro.com. And of course now this decides to not work. Because that's where we've put a ton of stuff. We have lots of articles that will help you out with your Season 15. This one in particular is our Season 15 preview article. So you can pop into here and get an idea of everything you can expect in Season 15. Like I was mentioning, the conquests were revealed here. And so for this season, they will be the Sprinter / Speed Racer, which is completing in 1 hour. Oops, let me make this bigger for you guys too. Completing in 1 hour the Act 1 through 5 run in the campaign. So this is kind of like your speed running conquest. A lot of fun to do. It can be done solo, but it's way easier to do in a group. Avarice and Avaricia is returning, so that's the 50 million gold streak. Very simple to do these days. If you have a leveled up Boon of the Hoarder, you're all set. Boss mode, Worlds Apart, the boss rush conquest essentially. So as soon as the game starts, you have 20 minutes to get all the bosses killed. And this has to be on Torment 10 at least. So that's not bad at all. Obviously, like, our characters get so incredibly well geared beyond Torment 10. This is really easy. You can do it solo. It's easier to do in a group, but once you're relatively geared, you can really do it solo. Just need a speed build. The return of the Thrill / Superhuman. This is the one where you have to do a greater at 45 with 0 set items equipped, not a single green piece of gear on. So even if you just had some random Akan shoulders or something, you would still be ineligible if you clear the GR45. So just all regular standard legendaries. And again, this one's not too bad now either, because all the items in 2.6.1, or a fair amount of them I should say, gain these crazy multipliers that are on the items. Think of a Gavel of Judgment or a Dead Man's Legacy. All these things, like if you just equip them, you gain a lot of power from having the multiplier. So pretty solid, simple to do. I bet we'll see a lot of the challenge rifts being pulled from this conquest, as they have often done in the past. And last but not least, nobody's favorite, Masters of the Universe / Masters of Sets, where you have to get 8 sets mastered, 8 set dungeons mastered. So, you know what that's all about. You have to at least master 1 for your seasonal journey. Hopefully there's 1 set that you figured out how to do pretty reliably by now. I don't see too many people complaining about it these days, so it is what it is. And then we also see right here a preview of the Hadrig's gifts for Season 15. And as mentioned many times over, They are on a rotation, so we've seen 2 rotations previously. We can very well predict what each season's Haedrig's gifts will be, but this is your confirmation of exactly what they will be. Barb's getting Wrath of the Waste, Crusader with Rollins, Demon Hunter with UE, Unhallowed Essence, Monk's getting Raiment with 1,000 Storms, Necro, Bones of Rathma, Witch Doctor, Helltooth Harness, and Wizard with Tall Rashes. So as far as ranking these goes, I think it's indisputable that Demon Hunter has the best start with UE because it's a speed. You can use it to make a speed build for regular rifts, bounties, speed greater rifts. You can utilize it in high level greater rifts for solo. I mean, it's really good. It's just obviously that Demon Hunters aren't in the 4-player meta as far as like 4-player greater rifts and 4-player speed greater rifts go. So that's a consideration, but like, man, you're just off to the races on a UE start. Crusader probably has the worst, but people are also arguing the Monk is pretty bad off too. So both Rollins and Raiment at the bottom of the list there. Helltooth's not bad for Witch Doctors, as well as Tall Rashes for Wizards, not bad at all. And then the 2 we left last are interesting because if you are going to be playing some meta, this is the perfect marriage. Wrath of the Waste for the Barbs, get that Z-Barb going, your Globe Barb for your Rat runs, your speed greater rifting setup, and then the Necromancers getting their Bones of Rathma, so they can set up their Rathma sets and go super ham on killing all the things in those speed greater rift runs. So it's looking pretty nice as far as setting up some meta stuff, setting up some off-meta stuff. Good set of Haedrig's gifts. Can't really argue with that. So that's what you got to look forward to on that end. And then the last bit of news as far as Season 15 goes, we have Solo Self-Found League still happening. I'm personally not going to be running it in Season 15. I'm taking a step back from that. Pardon me. Handed the reins off to Garfum. He was one of the admins that was working with me to administer the league previously. He's a really great guy, part of the speedrunning community in Diablo 3 primarily. I trust him fully to take the SSF League above and beyond what I was able to get it to. I'm glad that it's continuing in the hands of his very capable self. And so if you do plan to do Solo Self-Found, you can still find the information for it like within my Discord, but everything is like moving to his materials. So his Discord, his documents, all that stuff. So if you are familiar with SSF from Season 14, Season 13, it's changing in terms of ownership, but it should essentially run the exact same way that it always has. And it's going to be a shorter duration, just the first 4 weeks of the season is what he decided to do. So keep an eye out for that. And also something that's intriguing that Tuba put me onto earlier today is that Big Daddy Den is apparently running his own Solo Self-Found effort as well. And this has to do with the 0 set Solo Self-Found hardcore. So as you can see here, he has a Google Doc as well to get the ground running on this thing. 100% solo hardcore, Season 15, no set gear, so no focus and restraint either. No lawn, no endless walk. You can only use 1 character and it's any class. It's open to his clan members on EU and US servers. You can use 1 green item that would just be like as a stat stick. Can't pick up bounties, keys, goblins, or any boost from friends, so obviously maintaining the solo. No power levels. If your character dies, then you can change your class. PC, be legit. Character name has to have Z set in it. Canonize cube is allowed, and disable quick join. This actually looks like he built his a little bit off of what we had, especially like kind of the format too. It's a little more basic, but it kind of reminds me of some of the similar rules that we have for our SSF League and everything. So in a way, we're starting the wave, man. We're getting all these like community-based leagues and things going, which I am super happy to see. I'm curious to, 2 things on this from me are, I'm curious to see what the participation level looks like, and I'm also curious to see, well, I guess 3 things. Curious to see participation, curious to see what the final results are, and curious to see how they really try to work on the security of it. Because I don't know, I was talking to Tuba and kind of thought almost immediately of ways to subvert this system. Anytime you make a really strict rule set that's not able to like have the player automatically be bound to it, so you have to choose to adhere to the strict rule set, I feel like it just allows either too many like possible mistakes, or like people can just like cheat it. Because I don't know, the way I was thinking about it when I put up the Solo Self-Found League is You want your theme of your league to be very consistent and also simple, so that like there's no gray area, there's no ambiguity. Like this is the way it is, and it's this easy to follow. Just do these things, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm at least happy that people are trying things, and he has some rewards there too, which hopefully will encourage people to participate, but also hopefully won't encourage them to cheat the system. I'm going to stay positive on that one, though. Let's see. Hopefully that works out well for him. And if you plan to join, well, obviously you just join his clan, and then you can hop on in. So check that out if you're looking for some alternative ways to experience Season 15. And that's pretty much it on the next season. We'll probably come back around next episode and talk about how the opening weekend went and all that good stuff. So look forward to that. In other Diablo news, got the Nintendo Switch still being a hot commodity. We got an official release date for the Eternal Collection, which is what the Diablo 3 Switch version is called. That's coming out on November 2nd. If that date sounds familiar to you, it's because it's one day after my birthday, but really, actually, if it sounds familiar to you, it's because it's the first day of BlizzCon, which is that Friday, November 2nd. So it's a pretty intriguing release date. Nintendo, for the Switch, just launched their online service as well. So that kind of comes at a nice time. This will be a great game to utilize that service with. But it does support, of course, local co-op and all that stuff that you've come to know and love as far as the console goes. 60 FPS, like everything that you should expect from the console version is going to be there for the Switch. I'm pretty curious to see, you know, walking around BlizzCon, people waiting in lines, waiting for the opening stage show to begin and everything. Like, how many people are going to be there? Like, I'm downloading D3 right now, or oh, we're both playing right here with our Joy-Cons. It should be exciting times. Pretty good time to launch. I wonder if they'll be selling the game in the BlizzCon store. Like, I was even saying they might go as far as like Nintendo sets up a booth on the BlizzCon floor, because sometimes they have vendors there and stuff. Like, probably not, but you know, could be a crazy celebration. But that's at least one thing that now we have all the info on, right? This was revealed on the Nintendo Direct show that they did last week. I believe it was a week from yesterday, or a week from today, or a week from tomorrow. Somewhere in those lines, it happened, and it just clears the way. Like, I think that's the one important takeaway here, is that it's just clearing the way for nothing else to really interfere with BlizzCon as far as Diablo's presence goes. Because yeah, this could have been part of the reveal or something, right? They could be like, and it's coming out right now! Open up your Switches and download! But they let us know ahead of time. So, what else, you know, what does that leave for them to talk about at BlizzCon? We know there's still multiple projects. This is probably one of the projects they were referring to. But that still leaves us with at least one more. When you're thinking of multiple, it's at least more than one. So, we just gotta wait, man. We just gotta wait. It's coming. And hype is very serious in the community. Like, you can tell I'm excited, and all along, I think I've been saying since about last BlizzCon that I'm trying to not get excited for next BlizzCon, because I like to keep my even keel expectations. Like, if something great happens, then awesome, I'll be excited, but like, I don't want to be devastated. But it's so hard to not get wrapped up, especially, I think it really kicked off once Brandy put out that video just saying like, we got some stuff going on in the future of Diablo. Forges are burning bright. Everybody's gonna go to hell, man. So I'm excited, absolutely. Let us know here on the show if you plan to pick up Diablo 3 on the Switch, and then we can talk about it. I don't know if there's like exchanging of like friend codes or some BS like that or whatever, but like, you can all start to build up the community and get some more console players. I'm personally gonna get a Switch for this and for the other games that are coming out too, like Ultimate Smash and all that. So definitely hopping on the train here. I'll own Diablo 3 for the 4th time. I just love giving this company my money, apparently, on the same exact game. Oh well. And to lead in with more BlizzCon news, we did get some information on the virtual ticket that also occurred last week, I believe. All my dates are wherever. You know, this is the part where Nineball would maybe talk and I could think, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it was last week, so I don't know what's happening anymore. But in any case, I do have something to show you on screen. Oh, actually, I had something else to show you back when we were talking about Season 15. I forgot about the portrait frame and the pets. So you know how there's cosmetics that are tied to the season for your seasonal journey. This time around, It's an interesting portrait frame. It's like a mix of a demon and an angel kind of fighting within the portrait frame. And then the pet is a hand. I forget exactly what it's called. It's like Gerfalcon or something, except that's not what it is at all. But, you know, another hand pet. We do have one currently already. Probably on the same kind of model or whatever, but yeah, something different. Maybe there's some lore behind it that I am not even aware of. Nineball would be like, actually, that's the hand that I once had when I was a young scholar hanging out with Deckard. I'm like, all right, Nineball, relax, okay? In any case, though, to hop back into BlizzCon news, like I was saying, they revealed the virtual ticket and its pricing. It's at $49.99. Holy moly, it went up $10 from what it's always been. WTF, mate. But I guess they're adding some features to it, so it'll be available for longer after BlizzCon takes place. So you have access to the VODs from BlizzCon for a little bit longer. I think they're making it a bit more interactive, so I think they're trying to make it worth your money, but there was definitely a bit of a reaction in the community that, oh my gosh, it's more expensive than ever. There are in-game goodies, as per usual, tied to the virtual ticket and also the physical ticket if you plan to attend in person at BlizzCon. Then you get a code with your ticket. If you get a virtual ticket, it's tied to your Blizzard account, your battle.net. So you get, you know, all the in-game goodies that are virtually available to you. Only one has been revealed so far, and it's on screen right now. It's a Demon Hunter legendary skin for Sombra. Sombra. I just realized if you look at that, it's Sombra. Sombra. In any case, she looks really badass in this setup. And a lot of people were mentioning, you know, oh, look at the skin, man. It's like brown, and usually all the BlizzCon skins are blue. What does it mean? Diablo 4. Like, everyone is reading into everything that happens and just relating it to Diablo 4. I actually love it. Nineball was making a joke, I think it was yesterday, where there was a AMA for WoW, and they were talking about the next patch and the next raid and all that stuff. And then there's a post on the Diablo subreddit that's like, alright guys, they just did the AMA for WoW. That means there's no way they're going to be talking about WoW at BlizzCon. That means it's got to be D4. It's like, where are you guys, where are you drawing this from? What the hell is going on? Like, people just want to connect the lines, man. They just want it to happen. And I'm really hoping they won't be disappointed. I hope whatever news we get will be sick. It's, like I said, it's hard not to be hyped for BlizzCon. So, like I said, the in-game virtual goodies are going to be coming out staggered. Right now we have the one for Overwatch. Usually as the games patch and such, we get some of the other ones for the other franchises. So we haven't seen like the Hearthstone or even Diablo itself what we'll be getting. We'll see. But there's also the actual goodie bag that you get with a purchase of your physical ticket. And then you can also purchase a goodie bag separately now. That's something new that they've started to do with these last couple of BlizzCons. So previously, you know, if you got a virtual ticket, you didn't get a goodie bag. If you got the physical ticket, you got a goodie bag if you actually went to BlizzCon. So now you can buy one. This year, it's coming with a bunch of different things. Like, I believe there are some magnets in there, some coins, stickers, like keychains. It's been moving more towards a lot of like knickknacks and things, whereas before there used to be like statues and stuff. So I don't know, it's a little different. I think my favorite one so far has been the one that actually gave us like a satchel, like a bag. It was a real goodie bag because you could put stuff in that and like repurpose it. And then last year, yeah, it was the backpack. Backpack's great too. Pretty much I would just prefer apparel, like something I can utilize on my day-to-day. So I use the backpack all the time now to bring stuff from home to work. But this one in particular, again, people were like, oh, the Diablo thing in the goodie bag seems to be the best. So what does that mean? D4 guys, are you with me? Like, what is happening, team? So yeah, at this point, the coolest thing in this goodie bag for this year is actually the Diablo statue though. And I don't have an up-close picture of it. There was an article, I believe, by Inven Global, that previewed a goodie bag unboxing, and you can check that out if you find it online. Basically though, it was some close-up shots of all the things that are coming in the goodie bag, and the statue did look really sick. And people were kind of scrutinizing it a little bit more and noticing that it's kind of a combination between the Diablo look of the Diablo in D1 and the Diablo look of Diablo in D2. So what does that mean? I don't know, man. People are going to read into that too. Like, are we going back in time? Maybe the two timelines are melding to become one, and we're going to go a Diablo prequel. D4, guys, are you with me? I don't know, man. Reddit, calm down, please. So that's what's going on there. BlizzCon hype is at its highest peak yet, and I'm sure it's only going to go up from here. We have 6 more weeks to find other stuff to read into. There's like a Goldman Sachs prediction of, sequel to Diablo is going to be announced, sequel to Overwatch is going to be announced. Like, they make that same prediction every freaking year. I don't know, guys. It's just something's going to happen. That's it. We know that, right? So we'll be happy with that, maybe. Or burn everything down to the ground. We'll see. We will see. In other news that I had to share with you, I do believe... Oh, I did have this goodie bag link on the official site. Let me take a look at that. So this is just BlizzCon.com. Again, goodie bag revealed, available for purchase, like I mentioned. So you can go ahead and find that. Virtual ticket holders can pre-purchase it. It's a discounted price of $45. I believe if you don't get the virtual ticket, and it's $55 plus shipping, tax, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So that's all the nitty-gritty details on that. One other thing that's also tied to BlizzCon, if you guys heard us talk about this in the past, it's Con Before the Storm, which is a fan-made, fan-run for Blizzard fans by Blizzard fans, sort of pre-convention, if you will. So if you're out in Anaheim, you're looking for things to do, you arrive early. The Thursday night before BlizzCon starts, there's a ton going on in some of the hotels. People are getting drinks, hanging out, getting some dinner, hanging out with each other. One of the things you can do, though, is go to Con Before the Storm. And mainly what this is all about is kind of having the community come together. There's art raffles to raise money and like help the people that put on Con Before the Storm kind of recoup. I believe, I'm not sure if there's a charitable portion to that as well. You can look for more details on conbeforestorm.com. But there's also another portion to it where there's panels that go on. And we've been getting an invite now to go and do the panels in order to help out, bring our presence, bring the Diablo presence to Con Before the Storm. So this year I have been re-invited to represent for the Diablo franchise and represent Westmarch Workshop in the kickoff panel, which starts at 5 p.m., goes to 6 p.m. And again, this is November 1st, the day before BlizzCon starts, Con Before the Storm, you get it now. It's on the 4th floor of the Anaheim Hilton Hotel. So you should definitely come on by, come cheer me on if you're there in public, or you can come heckle me, which people did last year, and that was fun. Last year, they made so much fun of the Diablo franchise, because they're like, oh, that other game that nobody cares about, right? Am I right? Am I right? And they're like all buddy-buddy over there, all the WoW people like, yeah, we're getting Legion, we're so cool. We got them this year, guys, I swear. I'm going to be giving just all the smug looks. It's going to be great. So, yeah, I think they also record this, like an audio version. I'm not sure if there'll be video as well, but in any case, if you can't catch this live, we'll try to find a way to get it to you if you want to hear what went down as far as this panel goes. So this is just another cool thing to be involved in the community, something fun, and always a good time. So again, feel free to stop on by or just support Con Before the Storm in general. It's a really, really awesome initiative. And again, another way that the community really shows its love for Blizzard in all of its games, including Diablo, okay? Alright, well, I'm running out of things to talk about, but I still have a bit. Book of Adria, as you guys know, is coming out in October. I believe October 27th. This is where I'm going to now rely on diablo.blizzpro.com, our lovely website. And Dreadscythe had put up an article here where he went over a leak. Oh my god, what happened? They revealed some pages of the Book of Adria by mistake, question mark? Or maybe to get some hype generated? I don't know, but I believe this was found in, the Amazon UK listing. Like, people are actually incredibly sleuthy. I just don't get who's like, hey, let me go and, I mean, I guess there are people in UK who are probably like, I want to pre-order this. And they're like, oh, wait, look, 10 pages. What is this? So I can actually pull them up on screen here. This is a great episode, by the way. It's a bit more visual. If you want to catch the VOD for this, if you're listening to me right now and you want to see some of this stuff. Some really great, just beautiful art. It looks like what we're learning from these detailed pages is that it's going to really give some background, some life to kind of the demons and the beasts of Sanctuary. So things that you've seen from D3, D2, D1, really taking us into the lore of kind of what makes up the places that we go to in terms of what we fight. So it's kind of cool. Apparently there's like brand new lore that's in here too. Of course, a ton of great imagery if you're into that. Really, this should be just a nice book to have on a coffee table. And if you don't have a coffee table, it's probably a good time to buy one. I'm sure Amazon will have a double header for you. People that bought Book of Adria also bought this nice coffee table. Use code Leviathan. I don't know. I actually don't have an Amazon code. But in any case, you know, this is just really sick. And again, this is on the Diablo.BlizzPro website. If you are just listening to the audio version, you want to check it out, then you can feel free to hit up the website for a little preview here. Even the lore history of some treasure goblins and stuff. So it's just really sick. This is something that I personally would never be like, oh, I'm so hype, I can't wait for this. But it's definitely something as a collector that I would be like, yes, I must own this. I already have Book of Teriel, Book of Cain, so it'll go nicely on the shelf with that collection of tomes of Diablo history. And I've actually read the Book of Adria. Yeah, I read it already, guys. It's great. I read the Book of Teriel and the Book of Cain as I was going to and from BlizzCon last year. So I guess, actually, yeah, this is coming out right before, so I'll be able to, you know, keep my tradition going. And do let me double check on the date that they said this is coming out. Oh, it's going to be November 20th for the UK, really? It's coming out way earlier in the Americas, I believe. I'm sorry that I don't have that date right now. Maybe if I click on this thing real quick. Yes, okay, October 15th for us Americans. America first, guys. We win. So yeah, October 15th here in the States. Plenty of time to grab that and not read it and then take it on a plane. So that is my plan. Maybe you'll do the same. And last but not least, there was a rumor, more rumor mill, because why not, right? Everyone is really honed in on this whole what the hell is going on with the Diablo franchise. What will we get at BlizzCon? But before BlizzCon, after BlizzCon, there's, you know, again, the comics are going to be coming out after BlizzCon. This is like a 4-piece series that Nineball's been really hyped about and talking about here on the show. So you guys have the details on that already. But there's also now this Netflix rumor popping up that there's an order for what possibly will be a Diablo animated series, or I guess there aren't too many details on it, right? Because it's just a rumor, but apparently there's something in the works. Maybe it's coming out this year, maybe next year, maybe it's part of some rollout for a new game, hype to build, more lore, more people getting into the Diablo franchise. I don't know. It really feels like there's a multimedia attack going on right now between a Book of Adria, comics, like we'll probably see some video web shorts, you know, if this happens, then a Netflix series. There's so many ways, and I feel like it's kind of a Blizzard ethos that they're moving towards now, because you saw it happen a lot with Overwatch, right, where they were revealing lore and background story for characters in the game, because the game itself doesn't do any of that, right? There's no single player, there's no story mode. So the way that they've been telling those stories is through comics or the shorts, the digital shorts, all sorts of different ways of them kind of revealing that stuff. So I'm wondering if that's more the direction we'll see them move when they are trying to tell more stories outside the game, or as a lead into a game that's coming up. So, that's an intriguing one. I'd be super hyped for that. I mean, I already have a Netflix account. I love watching stuff on Netflix when I'm bored or farming. You could play Diablo 3 and watch something that might be related to the future of the Diablo franchise. Like, it seems great to me. I don't know, man. And Nineball wrote an article about this on Diablo fans, so you should definitely check that out, support our boy. And one thing he did mention is that we might even know what it would look like if it does go into more of an animated series, because we had the Wrath short that came out before D3 launched. And there's a link to that in his article. It's really cool. I realized when I was reading his article, I'd never seen it before. So I watched it. It's about like 7 or 8 minutes, very short. It's the Angels versus Diablo, the Angiris Council in particular versus Diablo. And it's animated really well. Like, it kind of felt almost like watching like Gundam Wing or something, if I could compare it to anything else. So you might like that if you're into such things. And man, that's pretty much your hype mill. I hope I've gotten you sufficiently frothy at the mouth in terms of things to look forward to. It's an exciting time to be a Diablo fan. Between, you know, all the things we heard at Gamescom, all these different leaks and rumors and speculation and actual announcements. Within, what, the next 3 months before the year is over, we're going to know more than we know at this exact moment. And hopefully that ends up being a good thing. Because we could know that we're not getting anything or anything that we expected. And, you know, I guess it would be prudent to also mention that there is still the idea of people thinking there's a D2 remaster in the works. Beyond just people wanting like a D4, you know, the next big Diablo game. And then there's also like a little club of people that think there could be a character pack or something regarding D3 happening as well. So there's, you know, keep your eyes on all the different prizes of what's on the table speculatively, and we'll know for certain soon. We have more episodes before then though, so we'll continue to keep you updated if anything else happens within the community. We didn't get any emails in terms of things to further discuss there, so if you have anything that I talked about on the show that is intriguing to you and you want to hit us with some of your thoughts, please write into us, westmarchworkshop@blizzpro.com. I promise we will stay on top of the emails. We'll read them as soon as we get them when we have an episode coming up. We want to hear from you guys. It's always great to see what you have in store for us. But I did get some items of the week. I see that long shot. Yes, I will do that. I actually meant to add it to the show notes and I forgot. So we do have some items of the week, and these came in from 42, one of our longtime listeners of the show. So shout outs to 42. On your screen right now, you can see a Primal Immortal King's Boulder Breaker, and he has some stories for us. He says on an alternate account, he found that he had 3 unopened Hadrig's gifts. Upon opening them, he got a Primal Boulder Breaker. He was surprised at this, but he had opened it, or had he opened it during the season, it obviously wouldn't have been a Primal, since he wouldn't have been at GR70 yet. So it's just kind of funny, you know, if you do your seasonal journey, get those Hadrig's gifts in the mail, and then you don't open them, let them bleed over into non-seasonal, and then you open them. If you've done a GR70 on non-seasonal, then yeah, anything in those Hadrig's gifts can be Primal. So that's pretty fun, right? A nice little item there. And of course, he sent us in, and we have to show it because of the obligation that we've made on this show. No matter what, when, where, or why, if we get an ancient furnace, we will show it. I can't even remember how this happened. I think it was just like a crazy run of them that we used to see back in the day. So this is a Primal furnace, and the story behind this guy is that the furnace dropped 30 minutes after the season ended. Thanks, Blizzard. Sorry about that one, 42. And it's got great stats too. It would have been amazing for a Condemned Crusader. It's Primal, so I don't really need to tell you the amounts of stats, but obviously you got the base damage, the 10% damage, max strength roll, reroll for cooldown, 10% obviously, and then added in a Call to Sun's Despair of 100, so 500 strength coming from that, and a secondary 5.1% chance to immobilize, which is nice. And then some increased damage against elites, of course, with the 50%. Ramalama Ding Dong in there to get the socket and have a Flawless Royal Emerald. That was a masterpiece, man. Really nice Primal Furnace. Just a little late, unfortunately. So it goes sometimes. I suppose I could tell you the stats on the old IK Boulder Break that he got too. You know, that's a Primal as well, so max damage roll, or max average damage roll there. Max base damage. Rerolled for a 10% damage roll, and then max strength, max vit, and call the Ancients by 60%, which is like its special roll that it comes with. Secondaries of Life After Kill maxed out, and ignores durability loss. Max ignores durability loss. Oh yeah, dude. This is super duper ignoring durability. And a Ramalama Ding Dong on this one as well to get a socket with a Flawless Royal Emerald in there. No augment on this piece, however. And that's gonna pretty much do it for the show, but as Longshot did mention to me, I really wish I'd mentioned it in Season 15 in case people like skip around the podcast and stuff. Hopefully for everyone that just listens all the way through, you'll know right now that Level with the Cause is happening again for Season 15. Like I was saying when Longshot brought it up in chat, I really meant to put it in the show notes. I thought about it literally like 2 minutes before I kicked off the stream here to record the show. But in any case, if you don't know what Level with a Cause is, it is an initiative that's created by Wolfcrier, who's one of the streamers, Diablo content creators in the community. He's been doing this for multiple seasons running now, and it's gotten bigger and bigger with each season. So it's great in terms of the community coming together to do a charitable act, whether you're streaming and being like one of the conduits that can accept the money for whatever charity that we're raising money for, which this time around is Save the Children, or if you are one of the people that are watching the streams and want to just help contribute to the cause. So usually it's all weekend long for opening week of the season, opening weekend of the season, season 15. Again, starting this Friday, September 21st. Don't miss it. There will be tons of streamers that'll be doing Level with a Cause and participating. If you want more information on it, it's levelwithacause.org, I believe. If not .org, try .com. But you can get more information on it if you want to join and create a campaign to help raise money, or if you just want to find, a streamer to watch or something. Look out for the hashtag LWAC. Gonna raise money for Save the Children, and we've done it. We've campaigned with them previously, and they were really happy with what we did. Really excited about us partnering up this way, and it's really fun. It adds yet another twist on opening up the season in a positive way. So make sure to help out however you can, and thank you Longshot again for reminding me. Much appreciated, my friend. So outside of that, I got nothing else to share with you guys. If you have anything else, or you think I forgot something, again, feel free to email us on the show, westmarchworkshop@blizzpro.com. We love hearing from you, so please do that. If you have something shorter to send in, or you just want to heckle us, or send us a sweet emoji that took you 5 minutes to find, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it, then hit us up on Twitter with the WM Workshop. We're always checking that and retweeting stuff that's really funny, so be funny. Or favoriting stuff if we just like it, But in any case, that's that. Twitter, email, and the stream here, it's the live stream, twitch.tv/BlizzPro, going off at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Often. Usually, hopefully on time. And that's every other Wednesday. I just realized that we should have been saying we record bi-weekly. Like, that's an actual word for what we do. But I don't know why I never thought of it. But we're a bi-weekly podcast, guys. So every other Wednesday, you can find us here recording something. Whether it's myself, or Nineball, or both of us, God forbid, somehow we combine our powers like the Wonder Twins and turn into a mop in a bucket. Then you can expect some sort of show where we discuss all the great Diablo news that's going on. Don't forget that we also have other shows here on the channel too, so if you want to support the channel in terms of following it or subbing to it, it helps cut down on some overhead costs to BlizzPro, since that is our home. There's the website and the podcast and all that stuff, so feel free to support in any way you can, but mainly we just hope that you watch the shows. The other show that we have is Well Met, which is our Hearthstone podcast, and there's also the BlizzPro Adventure Club, where they get together and hang out, play some games, sometimes Blizzard games, sometimes other games. Something cool to check out on the channel. So follow the channel, and you won't miss a beat whenever any of the podcasts or the BlizzPro Adventure Club are doing their thing. As I mentioned, and as I showed you guys throughout the podcast here tonight, Diablo.blizzpro.com is our home for news articles, anything that we find interesting or want to share with you, videos, speculation, any of that great stuff. It'll pop up on the site, so make sure that you got that bookmarked homepage, if anyone even has a homepage anymore. I don't know, man. But Diablo.blizzpro.com. Be there. As far as in-game, we have our clan, the BlizzPro clan. Right now there's actually tons of spaces because people went super inactive at the end of the season, so we did some clearing of house. So if you're looking for a home for season 15 as far as clans go, get your requests in now. Usually people do it like as the season's starting, and it's a really bad time because everyone's trying to get their ish together so that they can go ahead and start the season properly, and then they won't be paying attention to any of that. Like maybe some of the officers will, I won't. So request before, like as soon as you hear this, go and grab a spot if you're looking for a clan. And if you don't want to leave your clan, if you just want to hang out in the community with a bunch of great people, then join the Westmarch Workshop community. That has unlimited spaces, lots of great people in there. And whenever I'm like, hey, I got some treasure goblins, or I'm looking to fill a T13 game, or hey, who wants to do bounties, like I always ping all my different communities, Westmarch Workshop being one of them. So if you're looking to play, especially if you're hardcore, then make sure you're in that community, and we'll get you in some games in the future. We are also on Discord. We're everywhere, man. So discord.gg/BlizzPro. Feel free to come in there and utilize that. There's text channels where you can talk and chat with each other, maybe put some groups together. And then there's also voice channels in case you are going to run with each other in the clan and you need a space to voice chat, whatever. You know how Discord works, and it's an awesome platform, so feel free to use it. It's free. And last but not least, the individual plugs. My goodness gracious, how does 9ball do this every time? I don't know. 9ball is at 9ballgamer on Twitch, or sorry, on Twitter, and then his Twitch is twitch.tv/9ball, and sometimes he streams. If he ever streams, then he streams. And then myself, Leviathan D3 over on Twitter, and my stream is twitch.tv/Leviathan111. I also stream sometimes. I've been trying to actually get way more consistent with it, so definitely give me a follow, give both of us a follow, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, like I said, this coming Friday, man, if I haven't drilled it into your heads enough yet, Season 15's kicking off. It's gonna be a blast. Get all the bounty mats and stuff, man. It's time to farm, guys. It's time to get serious about this. Who wants double goblins anymore? It actually feels really weird seeing that there's only one goblin now. It feels kind of lonely. It's like, hello? Is it me you're looking for? It's just one guy. Okay, anyways. But yeah, so hype. I'll be streaming my season start. Come and check me out. Twitch.tv/Leviathan111. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Hope you're looking forward to season 15. We love you here from the Westmarch Workshop. Until the next episode, stay classy, my friends.